welcome to Viewing Africa. I am Dorcas Bello. Shall we begin to view Africa? Let's begin with Kenya. Ashobo Kenya Limited, a startup in Lake Victoria, is facilitating fishers to switch from using diesel-powered boats to installing electric engines as a way to curb pollution in the lake. Let's look at that story. Ashobo Kenya Limited, a startup in Lake Victoria, is facilitating fishers to switch from using diesel-powered boats to installing electric machines. The e-mobility investment provides engines and batteries to the fishers after training and testing them. It then monitors usage and maintenance by providing daily recharging of the batteries and wire housing services.
With this continuous pollution of this lake, there is direct effect on the livelihood of these people who depend on this lake. So Ashobo has just come in to sort out that issue, to come and curb the increasing pollution that's happening in Lake Victoria, not only from the perspective of the environment, but also directly for the fishermen themselves.
Lake Victoria, Africa's largest, serves about 50 million people living by its shores, spreading across Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, directly or indirectly, all depending on the lake for fishing activities. Beyond the lake's well-being, fishers acknowledge Ashobo for improving their standards of fishing.
Anyalo dhi nam bang' muda mang'eny sana kapok awinjo kora kalure gi start ma masin ni godo plus ilo traffic.
According to Maio, the operations and technical director of the company, none of the customers who have come in go back to the diesel machines.
So bakunga winjo kuom jolupo ma adhi mamba adhi anene gi wang'a ma adhi ma test go manene motera e training mare makalo ma chaka koro amba bedo ni amba tiyo kode.
The new initiative is receiving a positive reception with fishers embracing the initiative and shifting from fuel-powered boats.
We've seen a positive trend in uptake of motor. One positive thing though that we've seen is none of the customers who've ever come in and used electric motors have created any doubt or gone back to using petrol engine.
Ashobo has 50 fishers using their services, a number it seeks to double by the end of the year. It targets to incorporate 5,000 fishers into the program in the next 5 years. Now, after being hit by repeated climate-related disasters, the farming community on the Zimbabwe-Mozambique border now have a solution that makes farmers more resilient and helps with food security, a seed bank. Let's take a look at this initiative. A community initiative is reviving a seed banking program that seeks to ensure farmers are able to sustain their farming activities and continue with their farming activities after disasters like a cyclone. The program aims at conserving a variety of seeds with a special focus on saving open pollinated and traditional seeds varieties. Farmers involved in the program, most of whom suffered direct effects from the 2019 cyclone, described the project as a critical project because they now are able to store and preserve their seeds for planting season.
The seed bank is very important in terms of ensuring that farmers have seed even when we have disasters. Like now, Chimani is very exposed in terms of climatic extreme events. We've had issues like the storms and the cyclones, especially the cyclone Idai, where we realized that farmers lost seed. And for us now to restore, to rebuild that seed base, we have these seed banks where farmers are coming and depositing their seed. Here in the seed bank, you will see that we have a variety of farm-saved seed varieties. We are promoting mostly the open pollinated varieties. We are also promoting our traditional seed varieties, which you can see here.
Beyond saving the seeds, the farmers are also depositing the seeds in bulk at the seed bank, intending to sell the seeds and thus will be financially empowered. The culture of seed preservation is a tradition that taps a rich vein of history among the Shona community in Chimanimani, but could not be sustained due to the limitation of seed storage infrastructure.
Zvakatikoshera paseedbank yedu nokuti yezviukanyauye macyclone taane mukana wakanaka wokuti tiwane mbeu dzedu dzekuti tisime. Kukanyapisiwe mudzimba mwetaichengetere mbeu hatichatyi, taane seedbank redu rakatikoshera uye tashanduka upenyu hwedu. Vana vedu vakugonawo kuti vaende kuchikoro nokuti mbeu dzetanadzo dzasiyana siyana. Dzimweni dzacho takutoda kuzotoisa in bulk museedbank mwedu kuti dzizowanikwa dzitengesa tichionawo mari yezvikoro tanga tichimboshaya.
The project benefits 600 farmers who are primary beneficiaries with their seeds stored in the seed bank. The number of beneficiaries is, however, expected to rise as the program continues to attract more farmers. Besides, the existing farmers share out the seeds with the other non-members.
Saka seedbank yakatimutsiridza ndangariro idzodzo ngekuti yakazwi yavakwa ine ushingi hwekushinge moto, ine ushingi hwekushinge hunyoro hwekunzi zvakatipe kufara kuti tava nekuzova nembeu yedu yakachengetwa zvaita kuti isusu tichikurudziranawo varimi kuti ngatirime mbesa dzedu dzechinyakare.
The number of beneficiaries is, however, expected to rise as the program continues to attract more farmers. Besides, the existing farmers share out their seeds with other non-members.
Kana kukanyaita drought takatarisa nenyaya dzeclimate change tiri kuona kuti mbeu idzi dzinoshingirira zuva hatizofi ngenzara, mhuri dzedu hadzizofi uye dzinotibatsiridza panyaya yekuti tinokwanisa kuzotowanawo mari ngokuti tinenge tiri kuramba tiine chikafu nechinozoita kuti tikwanise kuti titengese.
Quite a beautiful initiative. Now, a women-led initiative in South Africa is empowering young black girls from marginalized communities to lead climate change efforts in their communities through both theoretical and practical training. Let's take a look at that. Friani established Black Girls Rising in 2021 to extend climate training to black girls between 12 and 18 in disadvantaged backgrounds to lead climate action within their communities. The impact of climate change is felt differently by vulnerable groups like women, who are also South Africa's least informed about climate change. For Friani, empowering these vulnerable groups could contribute to developing a more inclusive and resilient foundation for addressing climate change. Using her extensive environmental education experience, Friani developed a 5-part training model for the organization's Rising in Leadership Fellowship, where Black girls rising fresh intakes are taught self-development, leadership and advocacy, practical skills, and are eventually matched with organizations to expand their advocacy beyond the grassroots level. Over the years, the organization has succeeded in raising several well-informed, smart, and courageous climate leaders who are spearheading climate initiatives across Africa. Now let's go back to Kenya, where in a Kenyan region of Laikipia, a group of small-scale African farmers is leveraging climate-smart farming technologies to beat changing weather patterns. Let's take a look at that story. On the banks of the Ndatsini Dam, in an area of high altitude close to the equator, Kenyan government for the area has helped farmers to introduce a community program. The farmers redirect flood water after heavy rains to the dam, then use water-wise system to irrigate their crops and ensure there is water for the plants and livestock during the dry season. This frees farmers from dependency on rain-fed agriculture, which is increasingly risky due to the prolonged hotter dry spells the region had been seeing over the past 2 decades.
The project is important because before this project was installed here, the farmers used to farm using furrow irrigation. Mostly they used a lot of water, but as per now, they are able to use very minimal water, and meaning they will be able to sustain the water that is in the dam, and it will be used by most of the community.
The project uses solar power and gravity to pump water to the farms, which has a tank storage, allowing farmers to then use drip irrigation and soil-friendly crops to keep yields high.
Through the use of the components of water harvesting, we harvest the water during the rainy season and store it in our dams so that during the dry spell we can supply it to the crops.
This type of farming has not only increased the quality and quantity of farm output in the area, but has also attracted more people to engage in smart farming.
Ngoragwo ndĩ ndereba rĩu rĩrĩa tũrenjeirwo ndemu rĩ ndĩrona rĩu ndigũthiĩ gwethera mbeca kũraihu ndĩrauga ngũciethera kũ nĩguo ndĩreciririe hande mboga nĩgetha nyambe nyone tĩri ũcio wa gũitĩrwo ndemu ũrĩa ũkũbehave rĩu ndĩrenda ona mboga ĩno ĩkiuma rĩ njite nyanya.
Farmers from the area now deliver vegetables to the area's vibrant markets compared to before. If I've ever seen magic, it has to be in Africa. These stories show how resilient the continent is. Despite its challenges, the continent, Africa, still fights strong. This is how much we can take on Viewing Africa this week. Remember, Africa is ours to have and to hold. Special thanks to our partners, Bird Story Agency, Africa No Filter. See you again next time. I am Dorcas Bello. Bye.